Hey everyone, Parallel here. Welcome back to Star Trek Online. So today is Black Friday. That means we get to take advantage of the big sale in Star Trek Online. Cryptic likes to get in on the Black Friday action like just about every other MMO and entice all of us fellow players to go ahead and spend our money on microtransactions. And so what I thought I would do is create a little bit of a buyer's guide here and give some of my own personal recommendations of some items you might want to pick up while they are on sale and take advantage of the lower prices here. I do have quite a few recommendations, some things for new players or free-to-play players, and maybe even a few things for more experienced players that are looking for, maybe want to pick up a ship pack and don't know which one might be good. So I will go through those, and just keep in mind these are my own personal opinions, but I will try to explain, exactly why I arrived at these choices, why I think they're a good pick. So let's jump into it here. Now, first things first, let's just a few details on the sale itself. So this is running from November 22nd through the 28th. I'm recording this on Black Friday itself, so there actually are several days left of this sale. By the time this video goes up, it is pretty late here on Friday. But even by the time this video goes up, there will be quite a few days left in the sale to take advantage of this. So the details of the sale itself, so there's quite a few things here actually. So I guess the main part of the sale is just a flat 25% off everything in the C-Store. So we'll take a look at the C-Store and go through a few of my recommendations there. Now there's also a pretty significant discount on the packs, in particular for PC. If you're on PC and you can buy through ARC's website, there's a pretty significant discount of like 40 to 60% off the packs. So we will also take a look at those because there are some good packs at those prices. Some of these packs are pretty tempting, so we'll talk about those a little bit. And a few other things, they brought back the Keyring bundle, and they also brought back the Infinity Lockbox, which is kind of interesting. So those two things, I'm kind of curious to see how those are affecting the in-game economy. Maybe at the end of the video after I make my recommendations, we'll take a look at the exchange and see how things are shaping up there as far as key prices, and maybe some of the lockbox ships, take a look at what those are at right now. And finally, to top it all off, there is a Zen charge bonus going on as well. So basically, depending on how much you spend, but if you at least get, I think, a $20 pack, you're going to get, I think, 20% additional Zen. So that's pretty good. I always buy Zen during these, these Zen charge bonus offers. I usually don't buy Zen at the full price. So I'd recommend if you do, if you do want to pick up some Zen, it's a good time to do that. Even if you don't spend it now, just hang on to it for later. One little disappointment here is that in previous Black Friday sales, they've had this kind of an extra little bonus going on where if you buy packs of Zen, you'd get these sort of, I don't know what they call them, some kind of bonus points where when you purchased these items, you could spend these bonus points on a couple of neat little extras. So I think like one time they gave away like the Lita, the Holo Lita bridge officer, and a few other nice little knickknacks that you could get previously, but it doesn't look like they're doing that offer this year. So it's just the Zen, plain old Zen charge bonus. It's a little bit disappointing there that those little extra rewards are not part of the offer. So, yeah, so that is the details on the sale. So first thing, let's go ahead and jump in here. Let me pull up the UI. Let's take a look. Now, first thing, I'll give a couple recommendations here. If you are a free-to-play player, this sale is a good time to pick up two things that you need to get. The first thing you're going to need to get is always, as a free-to-play player, is you're always going to want to get this, your energy credit cap increase. I honestly don't remember the price on this. I bought the lifetime membership quite a while ago, actually 3 years ago now when I started playing. And that comes with this, but if you are just a free-to-play player, you will want to pick this up while it's on sale. I don't remember the exact price because once you buy it here, it doesn't show me anymore, but it was pretty cheap, and it'll be even better when it's on sale. Definitely pick that up. And there's also you'll want to pick up the item that unlocks your account bank for sure. So those two things, if you're a free-to-play player, pick those up. that is definitely top recommendation. Those two things before anything else will make a huge difference. The energy credit cap increase, you're going to need this because if you want to buy anything in this game, you're going to be able to hold more than 15 million. Just period. Well, I mean, you'll be able to buy a few things, but yeah, once you get to end game, you're going to be wanting to store a lot more than 15 million credits. And same thing with the account bank, particularly if you have any alts. The account bank is incredibly handy for sending items. You could, share the account bank between all of your alts. It's very easy to do to change items over. So highly recommend that. And it's just extra storage in its own space. So very, very handy there. Definitely free-to-play players pick those up. What I also want to do, I do have a couple of recommendations for new players. Maybe you're a new player, you just started, maybe you're still leveling, and you want to maybe spend a little bit of Zen, maybe not too much, but you want to get something that will help you level and maybe is a good first investment into the game. And I do have a recommendation there. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring up and this is a good opportunity to bring up the page that shows all of the packs you can get. So let me go ahead and bring up my web browser here. Now, here are the packs that are for sale. So they're pretty big discount. You can see they're about from 40% off to even up to 65% off. So that's pretty good. And so my recommendation here for new players, if you're just starting off Star Trek, you're still leveling, the best thing to pick up here is this one right here, this Temporal Agent Starter Pack. I highly recommend this for almost anyone that is new to the game, because this one provides you, I think this is like a perfect starter pack. It gives you a tier 1 ship and a tier 6 ship. And it gives you a couple other things here. It gives you the old original series uniforms. It gives you a pretty decent bridge officer for ground combat. So this is a good, helpful bridge officer for ground combat. It gives you a title, no big deal there. But the nice thing is that this tier 1 ship that it gives you, basically the Constitution class, it comes with a blue quality phaser arrays. And what you can actually do is take these phaser arrays, you can reclaim this ship. So you can, once you claim the ship, you could take the blue phaser arrays off and then put them on your ship that you're leveling with. And you can keep reclaiming the ship multiple times. And you can take all of those blue quality beam arrays off of there and put them on your ship that you're using. And since they're basically blue quality and they are free upgradable as you level up. So it's actually perfect to have. It means through all of your leveling experience, you'll have blue quality phaser beam arrays, for the whole time. So it's, even if you're not using the ship anymore, it is a tier 1 ship, which you will out level quickly. You will still be able to take advantage of those blue phaser arrays. It will save you a lot of money, trying to buy and upgrade your phasers all the way through your leveling experience, and it will it'll just make it so much more smooth because you'll have a decently geared out ship while you're leveling. So that's nice there. So it's a very good ship to have at tier 1 and helping you level all the way up. But this pack also gives you a tier 6 battle cruiser, the Paladin class, which is actually a very solid ship. Not the best ship in the world, but it's a tier 6, which means it'll fit in perfectly. I mean, if you're a new player, you realize once you get to level 40, level 40 is the last free ship that you get just through leveling. And this battle cruiser tier 6, you will be available to use that at level 50. So it will kind of perfectly fit into your leveling progression to have a tier 6 ship right away when you hit 50, and you'll be able to use that to level from 50 to 60. And this is a very solid ship that will do the job well. And it'll even get you started into the initial end game. It's not top tier of the tier 6, but it is still a very solid ship. It even has the temporal class ability for this ship. So it has like the molecular deconstruction beam, which is actually a pretty solid ability. And it's just an all-around, solid cruiser that will do you very well and get you started into the end game. So that's kind of why this is the perfect starter pack. It gives you a ship. It gives you a ship with blue quality phasers that will help you level all the way up. And it will give you a tier 6 ship to continue your progression from 50 to 60. which is pretty lacking right now because, like I said, your last ship you get as leveling player is at level 40. And best of all, when this thing is on sale, you can see it is only $12. That is extremely good price for what you get. Usually the beta, like a tier 6 ship is usually like, I think 2,500 Zen, which is, about $25. So just getting the tier 6 ship is already a pretty decent deal for only $12. Plus you get the, everything else. You get the Constitution class with the phaser beam arrays. You get the uniform, which is pretty cool. It's a decent little uniform if you like the original series, and the bridge officer is decent as well. So you get all of that, which I think is probably the best priced pack you can get. So that is my top recommendation for a new or leveling player. I do believe it's still a very good price, but I think this was actually, at one point I want to say it was 50% off. I think this was even at $10 at one point, but $12 is still a very good price for this pack. The other packs, believe it or not, some of these are actually also a pretty good deal. At 65% off, the Temporal Agent pack is going to run you $45. But this thing comes with a lot of ships. And in particular, it comes with these 3 ships right here. The 31st century ships. These are actually available in a separate pack that you can get. But if you get this Temporal Agent pack, you get the entire pack of them here as well. These are very, very good ships. The Kronos is an awesome cruiser, and the Eternal is a fantastic science ship. You also get a few more uniforms. Get a cool emblem. You still get the bridge officer. You get some upgrades. You get the same title, a couple more titles as well. So you get this, this pack, you get ships all the way to help you level up. You even get the Sagittarius class, which has a very good starship trait for reinforcing your shields. You also get the, I think it's the Perseus, which gives you, the M6 computer, which thankfully is not as volatile as the M5 computer, but in this case, the M6 computer is a nice little universal console that you can put on any ship. So even after you out-level this ship, you can take advantage of that console. So this is a pretty solid pack for $45. $45, yes, is pretty, that's a pretty significant investment, but if you are interested in the game and you like these ships, this will certainly be more efficient than, for example, buying these all separately and then buying this pack as well, the pack with the 3 31st century ships. So that is another thing if you are interested, a very good buy. That said, if you're going to buy the Special Agent pack, do not get the starter pack. Everything that the starter pack has also comes in here as well. Another pack is the Delta Operations pack. This one is also a very, very good pack. This also comes with a good selection. I think it's also, this one's a little bit more. This is $52. This one does come with a good selection of ships. You get the Intel ships. The Phantom is a pretty solid Federation escort, and the Eclipse, actually all of these are still reasonably good ships, even 3 years later now. These are still pretty, they hold up very well. I still use, in particular, you also get the Guardian Cruiser, the Dauntless, but in particular, I still use some of the KDF and Romulan ships, which you also get in this pack. So this pack, I would say more if you have KDF and Romulan alts, this pack will do you more better than the Temporal pack. If you're going straight Federation, the Temporal pack is probably the better pick. But so you can also get the Klingon ships, the Kib Intel battlecruiser, which is a solid battlecruiser. But here, one of my favorite ships in the entire game for a KDF is the Mahta Raptor. Fantastic, fantastic ship. It comes in this pack. You also get the fleet, or not the fleet, but the Fayette Intel Warbird. You can upgrade this to fleet variant. All of these ships you can now upgrade to fleet variants, but the ones that come in the pack are not the fleet variant. But in this case, the Fayette Intel Warbird, another fantastic ship, awesome PvP ship. and also the Allele Lightbird Warbird Battle Cruiser. Pretty middling ship, not one of my favorites, but it is a solid cruiser for the Romulans. You do also get some extras here. You get the Talaxian uniform. You get the Intel uniform, which is nice, has some good parts to it. You get some upgrade kits. You get some ship upgrade tokens for going from Tier 5 to Tier 5U. But you get two other things in this pack that I think hold up well even to this day, which is the Intelligence Bridge Officers. These guys are freaking amazing. And particularly the Romulan ones. If you have a Romulan character, they're actually really cool because they're all unique, and they're unique for each faction. For the Romulans, you get a Reman Bridge Officer that has awesome traits. He comes with Superior Romulan Operative, even though he's a Reman, and he comes with Superior Infiltrator, which is an amazing combination of traits. There's also a Romulan in that pack that comes with, I think it's an Engineering Bridge Officer. The Reman one is a tactical, but the Engineering one comes with Superior Romulan Operative and one other superior trait that's, I think, Subterfuge. Yeah, Superior Subterfuge, which is also a rare combination there of two superior traits. So these bridge officers are fantastic. Absolutely love them. Still use them to this day. And this pack also comes with these duty officer packs. These are also very good. I can actually show you. There are a couple duty officers here that, again, are still great. I think one of them was a research officer that I use for doing research projects. And let me go ahead and go back here. Show my duty officer list. But one of them is another duty officer called, let's go to my roster active. One of them is Agent Rule. And this guy is a really good bridge officer who will, his special ability is that he will heal, your outgoing damaging attacks will heal you whenever you have attack pattern beta active, which is a very good attack pattern. So he is a very good officer to have, and you can only get him in this Delta Operations pack. So let's go back here. So again, Delta Operations pack has a good selection of ships and bridge officers and duty officers. So there you go. So those are two solid packs. Again, if you're willing to spend that $45 to $50, they are worth it. Now, the next thing down here is the Romulan packs. Now, these I don't recommend very much, just because they'd be a little bit out of date at this point. All of the ships in these packs are Tier 5. They were definitely good packs back in their day, but they are just a little bit old and kind of obsolete at this point. But even though this pack, it does come with a lot of ships, and it does come with the Valdor here, if you want the Valdor Shield console, which is still very good for Romulan characters. It does come with the Liberated Borg Reman Bridge Officer. He's not super great. There are better options available, but he does have the Efficient trait for starships, which is not too bad. It's something. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that this pack does come with 30 Master Keys, which is actually, for the pack's only $50. 30 keys is almost, about $30. So that's not the worst deal in the world if you want the extra, some of these lower level ships. So, I mean, it's something you can consider, but it wouldn't be my recommendation. I would say if you really want it, if you just want to spend the minimum, like $10, $12, just get the starter pack, which is very good for leveling up. If you want to go the next step up, take a look at the Temporal Agent or the Delta packs. All right. So that, I think, covers the packs and my recommendations for new players. Now let's take a look at the C-Store offerings itself, because there are quite a few things here, but I think I kind of narrowed it down to what I'd recommend as sort of my top 3 ship packs that you should buy. So tier 6 ship packs that you should buy if you don't have them, or if you are interested in getting your hands on a tier 6 ship. I would highly recommend these 3 packs, and then also I have a 4th sort of a honorable mention. So let's start with the honorable mention here. My honorable mention is this one right here, the command battle cruiser ships. Now, let me just say the reason why I selected these 4 particular ships or ship packs is because the ships themselves are really good, but also because they come with a good trait. A lot of times when you're investing in a ship in the C-Store, you want it to have a good trait. So, once you get all the mastery on that ship, you'll have access to that trait to be unlocked, and you'll have that forever. Even if you fly a different ship, you're still benefiting from that purchase, if you know what I mean. So that's why I recommend these top ships, is because they are good ships in their own right, but also because they have good traits. So like I said, honorable mention is the Command Battle Cruiser bundle. The tactical variant of this ship, if you don't want to buy the full bundle, the tactical variant of this ship would be has a really great trait called All Hands on Deck, which reduces your cooldowns of your science abilities and your captain abilities, which is kind of important because there's actually not a lot of ways to reduce the cooldown on captain abilities in the game, and this is a very good starship trait for doing it. I have it slotted most of the time on most of my builds. All hands on deck right here. This is what you get. It triggers every time you use tactical abilities or command abilities, and it gives you this recharge sort of constantly once every 5 seconds as long as you activate a tactical ability, which you should be activating quite a few of. You're going to have, beam fire at will going off, you're going to have all your attack patterns, you're going to have your chemosite, you're going to have all that going off, so this will be triggered a lot. So a very good trait. And the command battle cruisers themselves are good ships. I would recommend to buy the bundle if you are interested, just because it does have a lot of kit bashing options. You can mix and match all the different looks. They're pretty solid looking ships, I think. So they look good. They're called battle cruisers here, but they're really more flight deck cruisers, honestly, because they do have a hangar bay. Hangar bays were buffed. Hangar pets were buffed in Season 13, so these ships kind of benefited from that as well. So that is my honorable mention. Now let's get on to number 3. My number 3 is going to be the Miracle Worker bundle. Where are you at, Miracle Worker? That's a Miracle Worker ship. Let me show the bundle. Tier 6 Miracle Worker bundle. Okay, well, this is the mega pack. So, and there's also, I believe, a mega pack for the. Is there a mega pack for the command battle cruisers? I believe there was. But these mega packs, again, these are a little bit more pricey, but if you are interested, if you have alts, if you have KDF and Romulan alts, these might be worth considering. Just because it's cheaper than buying all the ships individually by quite a bit. Even if you only have 2 factions, I mean, it's about the price of buying 2 bundles. You get instead the full 3 if you buy the mega bundle. So it's definitely worth it if you do have lots of alts for each faction. Otherwise, just get the bundle for your faction. Or if you just want the individual ship, you could go that way too. So these ships, the Miracle Worker ships, are a very, very recent addition to the game here. They do have the new Miracle Worker specialization. Their ship trait... Oh, I forgot to mention the command battle cruisers also have a pretty good ship mechanic. The command mechanic, which is actually pretty solid. So they're all around just pretty good ships. And these Miracle Worker ships, now these ones also have a pretty good ship mechanic. The Miracle Worker mechanic, where as you activate bridge officer abilities, you could trigger sort of a random buff. Some of the buffs are actually really, really good. Although there's some randomness to it, they are pretty solid. The ships themselves also have an additional console slot and bonus power to your subsystems, so they're very strong cruisers. They're also very, very tanky cruisers. So they're all around very good cruisers for your faction, and they also have some good traits. I've been playing around with a couple of traits here. There's this trait that comes on the engineering variant, which is the stay at your posts, which reduces your cooldowns on your tactical abilities, which is nice. So every time you activate an engineering or miracle worker ability, it will reduce the cooldown on your tactical abilities. And also it'll reduce it by even more if you are at low hull. So pretty good ability there for just, trait for reducing tactical powers. Now, if you also want to get the tactical variant of the Miracle Worker, you can get this one here, which is Redirecting Arrays, which increases the duration of beam fire at will. Again, very, very good. This can increase it up to a total of 15 seconds if you're taking hits, which, a lot of times if you will be, if you are, in a ISA, you're definitely going to be taking hits. So it's very reasonably, often will you be able to get this up to a max of 15-second duration, which is very, very nice. Keeps the much better uptime on your beam fire at will. So a couple of decent traits there you can get from these ships, and these ships in their own right are some of the top cruisers in the game now, just because of that additional console slot, the additional power they get, the mechanic they have. So very solid ships. So that would be my number 3. Now, my next recommendation would be my number 2, and this is going to be the flagship bundle. Now, it's actually very close here. The Miracle Worker ships and the flagships are very, very close in my eyes. What I think pushes it over the edge for the flagships is honestly purely the looks. These ships look amazing. I love the classic design. You have the Romulans get the scimitars, the Klingons get the Borderskews, and then the Starfleet get the Odysseys. So these are fantastic looking ships. This bundle is amazing because it has all kinds of kit bashing options. You can actually kit bash these with the Tier 5 flag Odyssey as well. It's for all kinds of mix and match options. This is a fantastic bundle. Now these ships, I think they're maybe slightly overshadowed by the Miracle Worker ships, but these are still excellent ships. In particular, the Romulan, the Scimitar is still one of the top performing DPS ships in the game, but all these ships are pretty fantastic. The Odyssey is still great. These flagship bundle has, I think, one of the best console sets in the game. There's several of the consoles that come on these have excellent set bonuses, and the consoles themselves are fantastic. So the console set here is very, very good. They also come with some good traits. The tactical ship comes with the trait, what is it called? Supercharged weapons, I believe is what it's called. It's the one where you shoot a torpedo and it heavily buffs. Here it is. Every time you shoot a torpedo, it will stack up a buff that will supercharge your energy weapons pretty significantly. So very significant damage buff, crit chance, and severity buff, and it stacks 3 times. Very, very good trait now, especially now with the new metas in Season 13, is a lot of people are using the energy torpedoes like the like either the crystalline energy. Well, I don't have it on here on this build, but this is my science build. But a lot of people are taking advantage of the crystalline energy torpedo or the Nausicaan disruptor energy torpedo, which are performing extremely well, and take advantage of that supercharged weapons trait. So again, very good trait, good solid ships, excellent consoles on these, and the ships themselves perform excellent. So I would say if you're a Romulan character in particular, this bundle is excellent to get your hands on those Tier 6 scimitars. Very good ships. Now, my number 1 pick for ship bundles is going to be this one right here, the Tier 6 Cross-Faction Battle Cruiser bundle. These battle cruisers are all amazing. I still use the Arbiter, which is basically the Tier 6 Avenger, and which can actually use the Tier 6, or which can use the Avenger skin as well, and can be upgraded to the Fleet variant. Speaking of Fleet variants, just a quick mention, the Flagships bundle, the Command Battlecruiser bundle, and the Miracle Worker bundle are all already at Fleet level. So that is another little bonus. You won't have to buy Fleet modules to upgrade those. They're all already at Fleet level, which is nice. This one, however, is not already at Fleet level. You would have to upgrade these, but it is a good time to it only since you have these unlocked through the C store, it only take one fleet module, which you could pick up now while it's on sale for the Black Friday sale. So this is another very good sale here, or very good bundle to pick up. The Kurak is a fantastic battle cruiser for the Klingons. Federation gets the Tier 6 Avenger, which I already mentioned, and Romulans get the is it the Morgu? Yeah, Morgu. It's basically an upgrade to the Mogai, the Tier 6 version of the Mogai. And this actually has a console that is a 2-piece set bonus with the Valdor, which is kind of cool. So that's pretty cool. But all three of these ships I love. I still use the Tier 6 Avenger, the fleet version, on one of my alts. Fantastic, awesome ship. In its own right, it's got the 5-3 weapons layout, so it is a true battle cruiser. It actually has a very good turn rate for a battle cruiser. I believe it's a base 9 turn rate, which with a few turn rate consoles can make it quite maneuverable for a cruiser. So it's just all around still one of my favorite ships in the game. The Kurak is very similar to the Avenger, sort of the KDF version of it, but also looks awesome, and it can take advantage of the Moog looks if you like the look of the Moog, and you can mix and match between the Kurak and the Moog. So excellent ships in their own right, but also these come with one of the best traits in the entire game, and that would be this trait right here, Emergency Weapon Cycle. This trait I use on almost every build of every ship. This is a fantastic trait. Basically, every time you activate emergency power to weapons, you get reduced weapon power cost, which is actually very important in Season 13, especially with the nerfs to things like the Plasmatic Leech. Reduces your power to your subsystems. This will really help, by reducing the weapons power cost, keeping your weapons power subsystem high. And it gives you firing cycle haste. So 2 excellent buffs, and all you have to do is keep emergency power to weapons up, which is actually very possible to keep that up permanently. Because of the duration, you can easily keep it up all the time. So an emergency power to weapons is fantastic anyway. You want to have that skill in one of your engineering slots. So just basically this has a super high uptime, has an awesome buff. Any build that uses energy weapons will immensely benefit from this trait. So that is why this is my number one recommendation. It has one of the best traits in the game, and it has some of the most, what I consider some of the best faction battleships in the game. I mean, I just love them. And it's nice to have actual faction battleships as opposed to, obviously these are outperformed by some of the, like the lockbox ships. But these still really do very well, and it's cool because they are actually faction based. So those would be my top picks from the C store as far as ships go. So hopefully that helps. Those are my top recommendations. Now, a few other things I kind of mentioned throughout. Maybe if you're a more advanced player or you are starting, maybe you already have some ships that you like, and you want to pick up so there are particular ships in the C store that maybe just have a console or an item or a trait that you want to pick up just for that. So I do have a few recommendations there. Just probably many people are already aware of these, but thought they're worth mentioning anyway. And that would be things like the, of course, let's go over here to, I think it's actually Tier 3. Yep. So the Valdor. If you're going to want to pick these up, they're only $750 right now, which is very cheap. But if you are a Romulan character, the Valdor console that comes on this ship, I forget what it's called, the Shield Frequency Generator, Shield Absorptive Frequency Generator, is a very good console. It is a universal console you can put on any warbird, and it basically gives you shield healing based on your output of damage. It's an excellent console, one of the best survivability consoles out there, and it really helps for your Romulan ships. So, if you're looking to get just an extra console for your Romulan character, pick up the Valdor. I've had one now for a long time, and it was worth every penny. Another one you're going to want to pick up if you are a KDF is the Vandal. This has, of course, the famous Plasmodic Leech. Even though it's been nerfed a bit in Season 13, it is still a very good console on almost every build. So still worth picking up the Vandal just for that console. I mentioned the Perseus. This you might want to pick up if you want the M6 computer. I don't think it's quite as good as those other consoles, but this is more, maybe if you pick up the Temporal Agent pack, you will take advantage of this because you will get this ship as part of that pack. One other thing I thought I'd mention is that something that I have not picked up myself that I have been eyeballing is the, and where is it? Cross-Faction Escort bundle. No. It's not the Cross-Faction Escort bundle. This one actually is, if you are a Cannon user, I did pick this one up for a trait. If you are a Cannon user, this one comes with the Withering Barrage trait, which is very, very good for Cannon users because it extends the duration of Scatter Volley. So if you are looking to be a Cannon user with using a scatter Volley and increase the duration there, you could get Cannon Scatter Volley to be almost permanent with this trait. You will want to pick up this cross-faction bundle, which is very nice. What's the one that has the new Cation Escort? And I'm forgetting the name of it here. No, it's not the Cation Escort. It's the... it's not... Why can't I find it here? Now it is the Cation one, I believe. Does this one have the... the railgun? Okay, it is, yeah, the Cation Escort, but this is part of a bundle as well, and I'm forgetting the name of the bundle. Is it the Allied? It's not, yeah, it's, I think it's Allied Escort bundle. Is that what it is? Man, this list is so long. It'd be... Cryptic, you guys, you need to work on the store interface here. I'd love to just be able to type into a filter, you know, some text and filter this down, or some way to search. But I believe it is called the Allied Escort bundle. And the reason you'd want to pick this up is for that railgun, because currently the railgun is the best experimental weapon in the game. So if you are, say, someone who fancies flying escorts and you have a experimental weapon slot in your ship, these are, you might want to pick up for that purpose. I am very tempted to do that myself. That railgun right now is the top performing experimental weapon in the game, best in slot. And is part of that Allied Escort bundle that I cannot find for the life of me. I guess it's not that important that I find it, but definitely keep your eye out for that if that's what you're looking for. So those are just kind of some recommendations there. If you're targeting a particular build, right? These are all very like build specific items, like for one particular console or one particular trait. These are the ones you'd want to take advantage of. So guys, that would be my recommendations for what you can get as far as the Black Friday sale goes. I do actually own a lot of these bundles that I've been recommending, so I am coming from first-hand experience here. I do love them. I do still fly. Occasionally, I still do fly the Tactical Command Battle Cruiser. I do also fly the Tactical Odyssey quite a bit. I do enjoy also the Tactical Miracle Worker ship. So I do still fly a lot of these ships. They're all solid. They all have good traits, good consoles. They all still work great. So that's why I would recommend them. All right. So last thing I wanted to do, that pretty much completes my recommendations as far as the C-Store goes. But I did want to check out a little bit as to how the exchange was being affected by Black Friday sales here, because I'm kind of curious what lockbox keys are at. Let's take a look here. Wow, lockbox keys are down in price, down to almost 4.2 million. They were up at 5 million for quite a while, or just under that, 4.8 million to 5 million. But they are way down. So people are definitely buying up those keys. It's definitely a good time to do it with the keyring bundle going. And the keyring bundle is included in the sale. So the sale price here is only a 1600 Zen here, which is not bad for 20 keys. And that, of course, very nice ultimate tech upgrade, which is a ridiculous tech upgrade that will instantly turn your whatever you use it on into a Mark 14 gold. So very nice bundle there. Probably why the keys price is dropping here. So if keys are this low, I wonder if there's any good sales on, let's just do a search here for T6 ships. Wow, the Narcool Arctros battlecruiser is down to only 69 million. So those are the cheapest lockbox ships you can get. Vamp is always cheap. That's even down from even what it usually is in the 90 millions. What else we got here? Vamp, no one wants one, but it's still one of the, I think it's one of the ultra rares you can get from the lockbox. There's an overabundance of them here because there's not much choice at that tier. Zenkeithis for, okay, so yeah, now we're getting into the 170 million for this Zenkeith Escort, which is a pretty decent ship, I hear. The Denuos, how much are the Benthans? For about 200 million, so we're getting more into the, yeah, once you get to the 200 millions, this is where you start getting into like the decent, solid ships, and maybe even like the Lobi ships. Sona Command, lots of the Sonas for sale. How much is a Krenim? 230 million is not too bad for a Krenim warship. These are one of the best ships in the entire game. A lot of the top parses in the game are done using these. Very solid ships, good intel seating, good layout, and good warship, special mastery package. Honestly, all the warships are fantastic in this game. I mean, you've got the Nandi warship's fantastic, the Chelbolg warship is fantastic, the Krenim warship is one of the top ships in the game. So that's a pretty good price, definitely down from its peak. Lots of Krenim warships here. Alachi. How much are like the... see if we can find a... but I definitely say, as far as a non-C store recommendation, if you're looking to take advantage of lower exchange prices, pick up a Krenim warship. Those are pretty cheap. Tal Shiar adapted battlecruisers are very good at 250 million, pretty reasonable. Zal heavy cruiser, if you want the invincible trait, the 250 million is the cheapest I've seen these in quite a while. Those are usually, we're up in the 300 millions. Olean's an okay heavy escort carrier, but not my favorite. Well, how much is an Astica? How much are the Asticas going for? If you want that superiority trait, which is a fantastic starship trait. Oh, NX Escort refits, 260. It's a little bit down from what I've seen. Paradox is good for 260. If you want the Kelvin Timeline Constitution, 260 million. So the prices are down a bit. These are not down massively, but these were usually going for around 300 million. So what else have we got here? Ooh, a Talaru for 270. That's down. I think Talarus were more well above 300 million. NX Escort refit's a decent ship. Astica for 270. It's not bad for an Astica. Again, down from its peak. We got the Miradorn heavy escort carrier Jem'Hadar. Tal Shiar. How much is the Jem'Hadar? I haven't seen the Kelvin Timeline Intel Dreadnought yet either, so those haven't come down much. Yeah, those have not come down much at all. So Dreadnought Carrier for 295, that's good. I paid a little over. I paid 310 million, I think, so that's come down a bit. There were some Aztecas cheaper. The Thry Dreadnought Warbird. Haven't seen one of those for sale in quite a while. There's definitely more of a selection of ships, that's for sure. Cindy Reptilian. I still have not seen the Kelvin Timeline Dreadnought. So those, I guess, are holding their price. Yeah, because we're already well into the 300 millions here. Definitely lots of the heavy command cruisers, though, and a lot cheaper than this. There were some cheaper ones up there. How much is the Atlas here? So we've got, okay, so we got the, this is actually a pretty good price for an Atlas, 360 million. These, of course, have the console, one of the best consoles in the game right now. That is a universal console. I'm forgetting the name of the thing, but it's actually, you could buy those consoles in a separate console pack for the KDF and Romulans. Unfortunately, for Federation characters, the only way to get it is from the Dreadnought Cruiser. Single hangar bay. Sif Shunt is the trade. Where is the? They call it the hull ionization module, but that is a typo. That is not what it's called. It's called something else, but it does give you a nice buff to your hull and damage resistance and damage output when your health is high. So that's probably not a bad time to pick one of those up if you are looking for it. I cannot afford it, unfortunately. There's the D9 is the Klingon version. What have we got here on the way top end? Let's look at the crazy stuff. So what have we got for the 1.5 billion? Got the Temporal Light Cruiser. That's kind of insane. Wow, a D7. Nice. There you go, guys. Get a D7, one of the best ships in the game. For a KDF character, 1.5 billion. Usually you wouldn't even see any of these for here. You do have to go onto the trade chat to get one of those. This is crazy. These Brio Strisses were down near 300 some million, so I would not pay that much for those. I mean, those are just in the same pack as any of the other, you know, ships of that rarity, so I would not pay that much for those. The Emery was a lockbox ship. Or no, I was sorry, not a lockbox ship. It was a special event ship from a research bundle ship. The R&D officer. What else we got here? Briostris, lots of Briostrises. Those are very good ships, but I would not pay that much. They were a lot cheaper previously. Kelvin Timeline Dreadnoughts for 500. Those were cheaper too. So guys, that's kind of, the market is definitely a lot of decent ships for a bargain price now. If you look down in around the 250 million range is where I would say you're getting your best deals right now. You can get some Zal, the NX, you can get the Zal. Just some good options in that price range, but pretty interesting effect on the market there. So it definitely is having an effect on the key prices are down, and ship prices are mostly down with some exceptions. But so there you go, guys. That is the Black Friday sale. I would say it's a good time to, take advantage. I'm kind of weighing my options here of what I would like to get. I would like to buy at least maybe one thing. I'm kind of leaning towards the getting my hands on that railgun, because I do have a lot of ships that do use the experimental weapon slot. I'm a little iffy on that though. I'm a little concerned that maybe sometime they'll release another event that will have an experimental weapon that might be better, but who knows? That is definitely something I am considering. But I'm curious, guys, what are you considering getting for the Black Friday sale? Let me know down in the comments below, or if you already did get something, let me know. I would be very interested to see. But if you are interested in spending some money on Star Trek Online, now is the time to do it with both the Zen bonus and the everything on sale. So basically, when you buy the Zen and when you spend the Zen, you're getting the bonus, the savings. So it is a good time to buy. All right, guys, I guess that will do it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.